they can't get mad that they get paid. You know, they should be happy they're even getting six figures because the WNBA is negative every single year. It's subsidized by the NBA. Could you imagine if we had a men-only league that was negative and they were being paid by the opposite gender? No, it would never exist.
But you know, there's no such thing as a men's-only sports league.
Yeah, I know.
I think only in colleges.
Yeah.
In NBA, women are allowed. There's no rule barring women from entering.
Yes.
Because there doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
There have been women who've tried out to be punters or kickers, in the NFL.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Women could compete in male sports as well at the professional level and at the collegiate level. And the thing is that, and this is because I was a Division I athlete and I remember this, like with female sports, with colleges, right? If you look at any big school that has like a good football team, good basketball team, etc., go on their website, you're going to see only a few male sports. Then go look at the women's side. They have a bunch of female sports. Why? Because I think it's Title 9 or Title 27. That basically all the money that's allotted to male sports has to also be allotted to female sports at Division I or Division II level.
Equity.
So they end up having random fencing, equestrian, all this crazy stuff. And you're like, what the hell? So yeah, I mean, female sports are absolutely funded at the same level, especially at the collegiate level. But yeah, dude, like no one cares about sports because it sucks. No offense.
Well, also, I mean, the thing is like they say that the women don't support it, right?
Yeah.
Men come out to support.
Women don't even go to WNBA games.
Men come out to support men's sports, and so do women because everyone likes watching people who are at the top of their field do something amazing. We love to watch somebody succeed. Female sports, it's like if the women came out and supported it, it could do fine, but they don't.
And it's amazing to me how we put ourselves in compromising situations in the name of equality. I'll explain what I mean by this. So like, right, we'll have the WNBA, right, for equality, but it's negative, doesn't make any money. No one really watches it. No one really supports it like that. But we have it because equality in feelings. I mean, my thing too, I don't think should be in combat positions in the military. Like, why should we weaken our army by putting people, or our military, by putting men that don't necessarily have the same physical capability as men because you're only as strong as your weakest component. So I'm not saying you can't join the military, but I'm saying in combat positions, etc. This is why for the longest time I couldn't join infantry because it compromises the integrity of the entire unit because we just don't have the same physical capability. I'd be pissed if I went ahead and I signed up and I got a female in my unit and I get hurt and she can't drag me to safety.
Well, somebody also explained to me, they said that like a lot of it is like because of the way men are wired, like if a woman gets hurt in combat, it affects their ability to be to stay focused.
Yes, that and then also what if they're taken as a prisoner of war?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to now be a political thing done where they're going to, do certain things to try to show, look at us doing this to America. So it's just the L all around.
You know what irks me though?
But I'll
when
tell
I'm in a Call of Duty room and I'm with the boys and I joins, bro, I'm like, why are you here? We're about to lose right now. Sorry,
I'll tell you a story when I did hostile environment awareness training. They call it heat training, which is redundant because it's training if it's heat. But we did a scenario where what they do is they bring you in and they say, we're going to give you a series of scenarios. You are journalists in a foreign country in active conflict, and we're going to do normal jobs and present you with security risks. And it was really fun. One of them, the first one was like, you're going to a local market to have coffee. And then while you're there, one of the people that's with you, because we don't know anybody. Mm-hmm. So they say, hey, here are the people that are on your team, which is typical in like a newsroom. Like, here are the guys that are going with you. Mm-hmm. While you're sitting there, they will take one of the people in your crew and they're gone. And then they'll wait 5 minutes and come to you and say, all right, let's go. Wait, where's John? And then I don't know. And they'll be like, John's gone. John, where are you? And they'll be like, how did you guys lose him? Where'd he go? To simulate someone getting kidnapped from market or something like that. That's kind of thing they do. We did a scenario where they said, we're going to go meet with a journalist. We got 2 cars. We're bringing the full crew. They were driving down the road when a bunch of guys with guns come out of the bushes, stop the vehicles. It's all training. It's all simulation.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
And then they say, screaming, they fire blanks, like everyone out of the cars, make us lay down. This is part of hostile environment training if you want to get this done. And then they brought all the women to a barn, and then the women started screaming, and then the guys doing the training started laughing, saying the women in the barn. And then like you lay on the ground with guns pointed at you while you hear the women screaming.
Yeah.
What's really happening is they brought the women and said, okay, everyone start screaming.
Yeah.
And so the women are just laughing and then outside the men are told to listen to the women being.
Oh man.
And then when we go back, they're like, this is the kind of thing that will happen when you are working with female colleagues. And then the funny thing is, because of like labor laws in the United States, somebody said, yeah, but like, what about men? It's like there was some weird question of sexism, and he goes, well, they the men too. You know, maybe they'll take. And I'm like,
Bruh.
oh, come on.
Here's
bro.
the thing that feminists don't want to understand, and here's the uncomfortable truth. Sexism inherently benefits women.
Yep.
Like, sexism literally creates two different standards because women can't compete in most of them. And people get mad at me for saying this, like, you're a misogynist, you're a jerk. No, I'm just a guy that understands biological differences, and I think we need to keep women protected and away from danger. I don't think combat positions in the military, I don't think they should be in law enforcement on the field. I can't tell you how many situations I've seen where combat situations on the street with a male perpetrator, and they get overpowered.
Hold on.
And the guy just beats the crap out of them, and they can't even get to their weapon on time, or they can't even fight them off.
But the real issue is capability.
Yeah.
I don't think the issue is women shouldn't be allowed. It's people who can't draw their weapon fast enough, people who can't lift, people who are not strong enough. Because if you got a woman who's 6'9",
Yeah.
pure muscle and brutish, I'd rather have her over a 5'3", frail little effeminate.
I'm glad
guy.
you mentioned that. So this is what I think. And it just so happens that I can't do this, but I'm going to say, you know what? I agree with you. It should be one standard. One standard.
Yes.
Male or female, if you can accomplish the standard, fantastic. You deserve to be in. But I know, right, the male standards, right, for the military, for law enforcement, etc. Most women can't do it at all. 50 push-ups, 30 push-ups, 40 push-ups, whatever it may be. Women can't do that. So my thing is, by you watering down the standards, you effectively weaken the force in the name of equality. It's feels before reals. Unfortunately, most are not capable of doing these manual labor jobs that involve combat and or violence, and they shouldn't either.
We talked about it earlier on the culture war. You're in a burning building on the 3rd floor, struggling to breathe. All of a sudden, you hear a door bang open, and you look up, and there's a 5-foot tall, 100-pound woman carrying
pissed.
gear. I mean, you'd be like, "Help me!" Like, what? But if it was, I would.
Brittany Griner comes in at 6'9".
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and picks you up with one hand. You're like,
Yeah.
what did you say? Cradle me. So it's like that's the point. It's not about male or female.
Yeah.
Like the joke I make is like, dude, if I'm in a burning building, and then the door bursts open, and it's a 6'5" chiseled, manly man, glistening with sweat, and he smiles as, "I'm here to save you, babe." Cradle me, like save me, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's no pretense. I'm gonna burn to death.
Yeah.
And if it's Brittany Griner, I'd say the same thing. Like, if you can save me, save me.
Yeah.
It's just that the idea that they've lowered the standards for fire departments and for police and for things like this. We shouldn't lower the standards at all.
Yeah.
Just
It should be
keep them the same. Anybody can come.
One standard.
Like feminists like to cry like sexism and all this other stuff. Sexism benefits women because it creates a second standard for them to be able to compete. If we weren't being sexist, we would have one standard, and we would be like, okay, ladies, go ahead and compete with the men, but they'd never be able to get in.
They'd be like, if you want to play basketball, join the NBA. And it's like, there's no tall enough, fast enough. I mean, I do think it's curious. I wonder how Brittany Griner would do. She's 6'9". How would she do on average in the NBA?
Not well.
She wouldn't even make it. Like there's high school boys that would absolutely like smoke her.
There you go.
It's incredible. Like, people don't realize like how good you have to be in the NBA. A guy at the end of the bench that barely made the team is smoking 99% of people in the world. Like, you are literally the best of the best. Like, a Division I basketball player can go ahead and show up and smoke anybody. Like, especially with basketball at an international level, like, these guys are really good. So
Brittany Griner needs to go join the fire department then, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that.
she probably can't even pass the physical test and drag a 200-pound person.
I think it's a 150-pound bag.
Is that what it is?
I could be wrong, but my understanding is they have you go up to a second floor, then you throw a 150-pound bag over your shoulder and have to run down.
Oh yeah, most women can't do that.
But that's gone. That's heavier than the average woman.
This episode is sponsored by Rumble Premium. The sponsorship's from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of all the companies. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for small creators, and they didn't censor or have biases. They were fair, treated all creators equally, and no one thought that these platforms would censor political conversations or censor opinions on the bear bug, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell into the pressure from the Biden and Harris administration, but Rumble did not. They held the line, and they were attacked from daily giving us the voice to talk to you. They are attacked from corporate media. They are attacked by the governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove free speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble will not survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most that they ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight, and you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human rights to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use the code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. And if you don't have the means, we're just happy to watch us on Rumble. So one more time, rumble.com/premium, use the code STUDIO, and thank you, Rumble Premium, for sponsoring this episode.